I recently reached 1,000 hours of playtime on Fall Guys, so here is my map tier list from Season 1 2020 all the way to Season 6. And let's start with DoorDash. Now, I won't be looking at only the main variation for a map, I'll be exploring all of its variants that it has to offer. And DoorDash was definitely one of the more, Takahashi-inspired maps. It literally was taken from one of the game shows, or one of the shows that Takahashi actually had. And then the introduction with the hard mode variants definitely took this very basic map that some might just give a C rating to and definitely elevated it a little bit more. There's frogs, there's spinning discs, and overall, I would still give it a C, but it is a very high C, almost low B tier for sure. Now, Fall Ball. Now, most squad games have now been relegated to only being in squad mode. So I definitely will be looking from that perspective because the game, and most people expect when you're playing squads, you play with friends or you play with people who are skilled at the game and you do play in, like voice applications or VoIP, like Discord or Skype, whoever still uses that. So when you have a good squad and you're communicating, Fall Ball is definitely a B tier map. However, from my experiences, even if you get a good squad, it's still Fall Guys at the end of the day. So, the inconsistent ball physics, sometimes, the ball is really easy to hit. Sometimes it's really hard to hit. Sometimes you hit the ball like 3 inches forward, and sometimes you hit it like 30, 40 feet. Not too fond of this map. Personally, that's why I'm giving it D. Do note, all of this can change. I'll flip-flop these things around. So maybe one rating will go higher, one will go lower. But for now, Fall Ball is sitting at a D tier. I personally am not fond of this map, and I don't play with squads on VoIP or Discord or TeamSpeak, so there's that. But your rating could be higher or lower. Gate Crash, the variations they added definitely made this map much more difficult, much more appealing from someone who has over 1,000 hours. And I really just like trying to get the best time and really optimizing my runs in this map. It is honestly quite fun. I still would give it a C tier, again a very high C tier, but slightly above DoorDash for sure. Ooh, Jump Club really hasn't fundamentally changed that much since its inception. It's basically like a sort of a precursor to Jump Showdown. Overall, the 3-bar variant that, and with the cannon, definitely does make this a bit of a challenge, but overall I think it's a decent map, and especially since the meta is now to grab people right before the bar hits you. So overall, I would give this a B tier. I definitely think it's one of the first B tier maps. It's not necessarily A or S tier, but it's a decent little map. Hit Parade, again, we're going with the season 1 Takahashi inspired thing. It's very simple in its design. It's not too revolutionary. It's just simple. Can't really say much about it. I think I'll also put this in C tier. For now, above DoorDash, I think DoorDash definitely DoorDash variant is like B minus, but DoorDash by itself is C tier. Dizzy Heights is definitely one of the maps, and excluding all the other ones that people remember a lot, very fondly. Not a lot of variants, very basic in its design. I think I don't have much to say about it. I think I'll just give it also a C tier. Jinx. Now we're getting to one of these squad finales, and this is one of the maps that, while it is in teams, this is one of those maps that you could potentially carry your squad mate, one player who's running around, who's in your other team, or grabbing people so that your jinxed teammate can actually catch someone. You could definitely carry, or you could definitely work as a team really well. The amount of juking potential, there's the amount of plays that you can make, honestly makes this map really fun in my opinion. I love just doing different strats, try different things, going from one place to another, try falling down, just so many things you could do, and you don't need to worry about your team because you could potentially carry them. So I'm definitely giving this one of the first A tiers in this map. I really am fond of Jinxed. Whirly Gig, Whirly Gig was one of those maps at first where I thought it was okay, but the more and more I learned it, the more I went to the middle, just the more I got better at it, the more I just started to really enjoy it. And it's not a map that before they added bots, it wasn't a map that I would get all the time, but even looking at it now, I really like it though. It's definitely one of my favorites out of the C tier maps I've given. So right now I would definitely put this at C tier, definitely above, but not much on Gate Crash. Block Party. Block Party is the epitome of a C tier map. The original variant is the epitome of a C tier map, but Parkour Party or Death Party is instantly an S tier map. I love Parkour/Death Party. However, it only says Block Party here, so I definitely will only be judging it based on that. But I can't just judge on one because everything else I'm judging their variants as well. So overall, Parkour Party S tier, Regular one, C tier. So let's give it a good and modest B tier. Let's give it a high B tier for sure. Definitely above Jump Club. Let's go Slime Climb. Slime Climb, instant S tier. I don't even need to talk about this at all. I think we all know why we're giving it an S tier. It's a map that even after it's been out for nearly 2 years, I think around 2 years, people are still finding new shortcuts, new little optimizations. I just love this map. It's one of the precursors to one of my favorite maps in the game. I won't spoil what it is, but if you're a regular viewer, you definitely know what my favorite map in the game is. Fruit Shoot, I don't really. It had the Yeetus, which is I think the default variant. Definitely save this map because Fruit Shoot without no Yeetus is an instant D tier in my opinion. But even with the Yeetus, am I going to put a D tier? You know what? I think I'm going to put this D tier, honestly. I think I'm definitely going to put this above Fall Ball though. Above Fall Ball for sure. Egg Scramble. This is a map that even when it was in main show, I just wasn't getting enough. Even when I would play squad with my friends, and again, if you playing squads on voice, on Discord, on Skype, TeamSpeak, this map is phenomenal fun. But I think, people definitely have learned the strats and just definitely learn what to do. That if you're with a competent squad, even if you're just not playing on voice, you definitely know what to do. It's leagues better than the Egg Siege for sure. I will say that right now. So overall, I'm going to give this, maybe I'll give it a low B tier. Again, I can change all of this around, which I definitely think I will. Tiptoe, not much to say here. Literally right now as I'm recording this video, Tiptoe has like this exploit where people are able to just continuously jump on one tile, and even if it's a fake tile, it won't break. Honestly, I think it's one of the first maps I'm definitely putting in E tier. I just don't like it too much. Hoopsie Daisy, I think with team games in general, is definitely I'm more of a main show player, so team games are not something I'm very well versed in. But from what I can tell, and if you're playing a decent squad, again, this map is okay. But even if you're playing with a decent squad, if you are basically a victim to the RNG-ness of this map, overall, I think I will put it in C tier. It's not a D tier map for sure, but it's not like a B tier map either. Let's put it maybe above Hit Parade and DoorDash. Rollout, with the recent updates they made to where grabbing people and really shoving them down has been severely nerfed. This map has just gotten kind of boring, to be honest, because people do try to push each other, and it still works, but it's extremely difficult to do. And I feel like the map is just the timer for the map is a little too long than what I can like, but I really like the ring design. It's really fun for sure in moving around. But sometimes if you move around all the time, it's fun, but most people just stay in one spot, and really you're just waiting for the next round to start. So overall, I'll give this a C tier. We haven't found really. I'll put it above DoorDash for sure, I think. So Hoarders, no, I'm giving this an F. I don't care. Hoarders is just terrible. I know why. It's one of the lowest rated maps in main show back when they did a survey. No, we're not talking about this. I'm putting this F tier. Perfect Match, the regular variant. Definitely one of the maps I think the younger demographic is definitely not going to like, just because it relies on memorizing a lot. But I definitely think it's not that bad if you just stick around a corner and just go, if you just jump back and forth on tiles and just, audibly say whatever fruit it is. It's an okay map. It's fine. It's not terrible either. So you know what? Again, C tier is getting really full. This is all going to get rearranged later, but I'll put this above DoorDash. I think everything is going to go above DoorDash. Seesaw, there has not been a variant since the vertical seesaws, and those just got immediately taken out of the game. Overall, it's a decent map. If you spawn in the front and you're able to get away from everyone else, this map is an easy qualification. But if you're in the back, this is prime chaos. This is sort of if I were to just tell somebody if I could represent Fall Guys on one map, I think it would be Seesaw. Or early Fall Guys, it would just be Seesaw, and a clip of just people just absolutely getting frustrated at each other and just people not understanding how it works. This is epitome of early game Fall Guys. You guys know where the C tier is going to have every single map. Tail tag, if it's solo tail tag, you can definitely do a lot of juking. The first, I would say, minute or so doesn't really matter. If you don't have a tail, there's no sweat. Just practice juking, practice moving around, just practice the Yeetus if you get the Yeetus variant. Overall, but I really enjoy tail tag though. Of course, I'm giving this a B tier. Let's put it above. Yes, let's put it above Egg Scramble. Let's see. Perfect Deathmatch. Oh, this is an instant S tier. I love Perfect Deathmatch. I yearn for Perfect Deathmatch. Oh my, it's a banger of a variant. I'm so glad they introduced this whenever they did. I don't remember when they introduced this, but the bar just constantly having to memorize and just constantly people just dying. It's oh my god, I love this map. I just cannot explain to it. Rock and Roll, definitely not one of the season 1 maps that definitely comes to my mind. I often forget this map exists. It's not bad either. Honestly, out of the team games, I could take this one. Honestly, if you told me, hey, you're getting Rock and Roll, fine. I will put it above egg scramble. Yes, it's very simple. If everyone is working together, it's an easy qualification. It really is. Team tail tag, instead of tail tag where the last few seconds really matter, team tail tag, it definitely, I think all around, it matters a lot from the beginning to the end to the middle. But overall, like if you're playing with a good squad, you don't really have to worry about that much. Tons of juking potential that you could definitely do. One of my favorite jukes to do is to go on the treadmill, climb the hill, go down from the slime slope, and just do that over and over again. It just gets people every time. Just love the juking potential of this map, and I really got good at it during squad celebration. So I think it's a good team. It's a decent team game map in my opinion. However, if you're playing with randoms, then there's definitely the element of them just not it's just them, everyone losing their tails, and you're the only one with a tail. It sucks. And for that, gosh, but I have to also give it a rating based on just people having good squads. I'm sure if I had a good squad, I would give it a high B tier, but overall, I would definitely give it a high C tier. I'm giving very high C tier. I think it's definitely, yeah, let's put it above here. Top 3 is C tier, I think. Royal Fumble, definitely one of the finales that I just don't get anymore. Like, unless you're playing a limited time show, you're just not getting Royal Fumble, and even then you're not getting Royal Fumble. Definitely one of my least favorite finales. The tail games in general are just the epitome of the first half of the game doesn't matter, the second half and the last few seconds really matter. So overall, it's my least favorite finale in the game. I'll give it a let's give it an F tier. No, it's not an F tier map either. Let's give it E tier. Let's give it a high E, low D tier. Low D tier. Let's just say that for now. Jump Showdown. Oh yeah, baby, we're giving that definitely an A tier. Honestly, I could even put this in S tier if I want to, especially if it's Jump Blowdown. Jump Blowdown, I'm putting that in freaking high A tier all day. Like Jump Showdown, just the recent meta of tab grabbing people and doing pole jumping has definitely elevated this map so much more. And once you learn how to time out Jump Showdown, this map becomes an absolute joy to play, and it's sort of an autopilot at certain points. For that reason, I'm definitely giving it high A tier. Hexagon. Now, if this was a season 1 tier list back when the game was new, this map would be an S tier map all freaking day. However, with just the way that the game always gives you Hexagon as a finale in main show, at least as of season 6.3, it does give you Hexagon most of the time. So, and it's also a 12-man Hexagon. If it's Hexagon with more than, I would say, 7 people, honestly, this map is just very RNG, which people in season 1 back in the day, they would say is the exact opposite of RNG. It is one of the most skill-based maps, but there is still a little bit of element of skill, but it's like the game is just over in like 2 minutes. Even if you're up top, like 2 layers above everyone else, and you're just slow diving or doing god jumps or whatever, by the time you're about to reach the bottom, everything is just depleted. Everything is gone. Like, it's just like you're basically essentially being punished for being at the top and not just running. Overall, it's not anywhere near E or F or D, not even C, but I think, I don't know what to do with this map. Honestly, I don't know. You know what? I'll just give it a B tier. It's not S tier anymore. It's definitely low B tier, maybe high C tier, but I don't think I want to put it in C. It's just like the legacy Hexagon has. It's something that, you need to account for. Although you would argue that the legacy for all these maps are there too. You need to account for all the legacy of all season 1, season 2, and season 3 maps as well. Fall Mountain. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with this. I think Fall Mountain gets way too much hate. Trust me, I was one of those people. I did not enjoy Fall Mountain. Although I will say this, I don't love Fall Mountain either. I don't love it either, nor do I super hate it to where it's going to be an F tier. However, if you get Fall Mountain with Yeetus and just the way they buff the Yeetus, if you learn how to take the Yeetus, it's just it's phenomenal, honestly. And really, it puts to the test to your reaction time. It puts test to your movement. It puts to test a lot of different skills that you really gather from playing all the other maps. If I had to give this a tier, I will probably put this in high C tier. Not high C tier, but I'll put it on C tier. Again, I will be changing a lot of this around. I don't think this is going to be my final tier list by any stretch of the imagination. Egg Siege, I'm giving this honestly a D tier. I might even give this an E tier, honestly. There's a reason why they removed this from main show around season 4.5. Just no debating that. Big Fans. I love Big Fans. It was one of the maps, even when I was playing Fall Guys, I was just really good at it. I just love the potential that you could do. Running down the center, death warping, jump diving from fans. Just overall, once you understand and know how to speedrun Big Fans, this map is absolutely a joy to play. Definitely into the high A tier, definitely. Hoopsie Legends. Like, if you really just focus on positioning and not tunneling after rings that you know you can get, this map is actually kind of decent, actually. I will, put this on B tier. Night Fever definitely want a gauntlet from season 2. You know what? Honestly, one thing about Night Fever, I've been playing a lot of Night Fever as of lately, just because I've also been playing the Medieval Madness playlist, and even a main show, this map is kind of, I wouldn't say it's super common, but it's definitely up there. Let's put this on maybe high C tier. I'm noticing a pattern. I really am not too fond of all the race maps. Yeah, I guess all the team I'm not fond of too. Wall guys, I'm putting this D tier. I don't care. I'm just not. Honestly, after Medieval Madness, I don't like this map that much anymore. I really don't. If you get the fan block variant or the ramp variant, this map's a high C tier, but no, I'm putting D tier. I don't care. You can debate me if you want to, but no. Freezy Peak, honestly, I'm putting this at I think an A tier as well. I really, although I know I said I'm not too fond of the race maps, Freezy Peak is incredible fun, especially once you learn how to jump dive over the flippers. But overall, I think it's really a joy to play as well. So I definitely enjoy Freezy Peak a lot. I don't mind if I get Freezy Peak personally. I don't get this map enough, actually. Tundra Run, Season 3's Gauntlet. What I say, after learning to fly over the boxing gloves, just learn to do the boxing section in the middle, how to go about doing the thick bonker section, and just overall, it has a lot of variety of things that you can do. It's not like it's stagnant like, DoorDash. Although DoorDash does have the element of RNG and surprise, Tundra Run definitely has a lot of little sections in there that makes the map really fun. Definitely gonna give this a high B tier for sure. Again, just want to remind you, everything can change. Right now, I'm looking at some of the C tier maps, and maybe I'm being a little too harsh on it. We'll definitely come back to the C tier mostly. Penguin Pursuit. Ooh, how do I feel about this map? I don't get this map enough, to be honest. Nor do I get this map at all anyways. Maybe squad shows is super common. Maybe I should play more squad shows, actually, more duels or something. But I definitely think in Penguin Pursuit, if you just learn not to tunnel with penguins and definitely learn to, protect your teammates when they have penguins, and learn to juke people and just, overall use your environment to your advantage, this map is kind of fun, actually. Although the first few seconds obviously matter, overall, give this a high C tier, I think. I think this one of the maps I'll probably will stay C tier, or could potentially be a very low B tier map. For now, I'll put this around here, yeah. Ski-Fall, they've added a ton of variants. The low gravity variant is really fun. The boxing glove variant, the thin ice variants towards the very end. I really love, the variants in this map. It's just really fun and creative. However, it doesn't really affect the overall map too much, which some would argue is a positive and also a negative. If you get the normal variant, just go down the sides and go to the gold ring. It's an easy qualification. Really not much to think about. I'll give it a C tier though. I'll give it a C tier, I guess. Everything is gonna be C tiers, and I could already see it. I could see C tier having like half the maps here. Snowy Crap, no, I'm just gonna say FT, I don't care. Snowball Survival. Now, Snowball Survival has 3 variants. The main variant that's always shown in the picture, it has Safe Center, which the center has no thin ice tiles, and then there's more tiles, which half of the safe tiles, half of the pink tiles are just covered with thin ice tiles. Overall, this map is incredibly tricky to do. It could, even for pro players, even if they could even, screw up a little bit and, potentially die. This is a map where a lot of people meet their makers, I could definitely say. But overall, the more tiles variant and the more, the regular variant it's definitely something I really enjoy. I'm giving this a B tier, definitely. It's a really fun map. I'm definitely going to put this around here. Roll Off, my favorite finale in the game. Like, I wouldn't say it's an S tier, but it's definitely A tier. I absolutely love this finale. I just love, timing this map out. It's very difficult to time out, but it's definitely worth it. The only finale that I play these days that where my hands are just sweaty from anticipation and just scared that if I screw up one move, I'm gone for. Even with 1,000 hours, my hands still sweat like it did back in the day when I had 10 hours. Love this map. Thin Ice. This map has actually been removed from the game as of season 6.3 due to an exploit people were doing called frame 1 jumping, where they would bind their jump to their mouse scroll wheel and they would just jump over and over and over again, and the thin ice tile would not crack. It would not break. You could time out thin ice just by doing this. Overall, I can't believe it's blasphemy to say I like this map better than Hexagon. I know, like, if you told season 4 version of me this, I would just think you're nuts. I really would. You know what? I'm gonna have to put this, I'm gonna put this above Hexagon. I'm putting this above Hexagon for sure. God, my tier list looks like trash to some of you. I'm really sorry. This is just my top of the head thoughts. Basketball, non-pissed FT, I don't care. Moving on. Hoverboard Heroes. Now, if you were around the game when they did hoverboarding time, or I can't remember what it was called. I think it was hoverboarding time, right? I think it was called that. That was a legendary moment in the game. I think everyone on Reddit, just everyone in general, was just getting on the game to absolutely grind, for crowns. For the people who don't know what hoverboarding heroes or hoverboarding time was, it was basically supposed to be a playlist only dedicated to hoverboard heroes. 3 rounds are for hoverboarding heroes or hoverboard heroes, and the final round, whoever qualified first would win the crown. However, what happened was a bug happened to where whoever crossed the finish line, regardless of how many people crossed the finish line, everyone would get a crown. Everyone. So if 10 people made it to round 3 and 9 people crossed, those 9 people would get crowns. It was insane. When Metatonic literally came, like they were doing holidays. They're doing all their holiday stuff. People were livid, absolutely fuming. Everyone was mad. Oh my god, I remember this time very well, and they will never bring this map back. They should never bring hoverboarding time ever again. They should never bring it back. The map by itself, I haven't seen the Blizzard fan variant in so long. I don't know if they removed it or something, but I really liked that variant a lot. Overall, it's a very simple map, and the variant towards the end is where they could change things up, like the thick bonkus and the side-to-side laser hurdles, and the apologies for the commentary right now, but I'm going to give this a very high C tier. I guess it's actually I'll give it a B tier. It's a good map. It's definitely a good map, not deserving to be in C tier. Power Trip, again, like if you told season 4 me what I was going to give Power Trip as a rating, you would think I'm nuts. But it's not an E and F tier. It's definitely not a D tier. Honestly, if you learn how to go and grab the other opponent and steal their battery and just generally keep that battery, basically if you steal the opposing team's battery, they basically have one less battery and your team has one extra battery. Overall, once I learned how to grab people, I swear I started to win Power Trip more. And also when you do the throw and pick strat where you just run and you throw the battery in front of you, or just drop the battery when someone's grabbing you, like you could literally keep that battery forever. So overall, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm gonna give this, I'm probably gonna give this a C tier. I'm not gonna give this a B and A tier. Don't worry, I'm not out of my mind. I'm giving this a C tier. Like I'm gonna probably get canceled for this. But once you learn how to grab and grief people, also have a good team as well, you could potentially. But I think also if you have a good team, this definitely is one of those maps where even that won't help you. Oh, whoops, I gave it a D tier. I think most people are like, yes, Izzy, that is a true rating for Power Trip. Oh man, Roll On. Honestly, Roll On was the map that I had the highest win streak ever. Like I had like 50 wins and 0 losses, but I went AFK one time and I got my first loss on it. Like I was so mad when I did it. I really love this map. I actually just love being in the lead and just jump diving from one ring to another. I just generally just love moving this map. It's really fun. I really enjoy this map. It's very, although it definitely takes the gauntlet formula and definitely makes it a bit more fun than say the regular gate crash, Willy gig, all that, etc. So I'm giving this a B tier definitely. Actually I'm gonna move this to an A tier. I'm gonna move this to an A tier. Let's see, Short Circuit. Short Circuit, it's really boring to be honest with you. I don't know. I definitely think they're gonna bring the laps concept back for free for all, or season 1 free for all, sorry. But overall, I definitely think maybe the beginning portion is something I'm not really fond of. Maybe, I can definitely qualify this map a lot, but I don't know. When I get it, I don't really feel any excitement on it. So I'm definitely gonna give this maybe I'll give this a C tier or whatever. I don't know. Like if I don't know what true rating to give a map, I'll just put in C tier. Skyline Stumble, honestly, give this an A. I really love Skyline Stumble. This was my season 4 was the first season that I played Fall Guys. Basically, I got the game on March 26th, 2021. So Skyline Stumble was basically my first. Skyline Stumble was the first ever map that I played in this game. I lost, obviously, because I didn't know what to do on the button section at the top. This map was my first map. I just love doing the text. I love doing the shortcuts. I love when you go on the flipper and you jump right before the flipper. Basically flips you. You can actually go all the way to the top. Love doing the Yeetus. Also, I love doing the jump dive shortcut where you jump dive and you get onto the bridge, basically meaning you skip the first flipper. I love it. I just love this map in general. Honestly, I'll put this above Roll On. Yeah, above Roll On. There we go. Big Shots. Some people are going to really find it controversial or rating I'm going to give Big Shots, but I'll tell you why I'm going to give the rating that I do to Big Shots. Big Shots, for a lot of newbie players, a lot of players who are very young, this map is sort of like a breather map to them. This is a map where they can sort of relax and and generally just qualify. I find Big Shots to be incredibly boring and just a mundane map, and I just wish the game would just give us the 5 cannon variant of Big Shots all the time. But I understand why. After reading some comments made by the Fall Guys, the designer Joe Mama Walsh, I definitely understood why Big Shots is a thing. I definitely understand the people who like this map are just people who quite frankly are either young or people who just want a breather and who just generally are beginners. But it is my tier list, and obviously Bigger Shots is an incredible silver variant. I love the, 5 cannon variant, or bigger shots as some people call it. So one variant is an instant, almost I would say 8 bigger shots, or 5 cannon big shots is a B tier, but fruit variant and the regular variant is just a C, just D tier. So for now, C tier, I guess we'll balance that out. This probably will stay in C tier. Button bashers, listen, I know a lot of people don't like button bashers just because, of latency and overall, like, sweats can really destroy you in button bashers, but button bashers is a concept that I love, the 1v1 map. I wish this was in custom, just a 1v1 custom, just a 1v1 map. That is what I really want. I understand why it won't be in customs ever, just because the server space and the server costs just to run a 1v1 button bashers is definitely not worth it for them. But I just love the techniques, the tech, the strats, the 4D chests that you have to play sometimes. I really like this map. I'm putting this, I don't care about anyone, so I'm putting this map in A tier, honestly. Slime Scraper. Oh yeah, baby. I've made 5 YouTube videos on this bloody map. I love this map. I love the shortcuts you can do. I love the optimizations you can make. I just love this map. I love the design of it. I love the variants for it. It's an incredible map. Bubble Trouble, Bubble Trouble is all right. I remember back in the day they had a Bubble Trouble trials where it was like 3 rounds of Bubble Trouble and there was a Bubble Trouble finale. By itself, it's once you really learn not to just, stay in one area for too long and you're constantly on the move and getting 5 to 4 bubbles in one zone and just generally learning to be nimble and learning how the zones work. This map is, a B tier map, honestly, for me anyway. As someone who can qualify very easily, I'll give it a B tier, sure, why not? Lily Leapers S tier. Where's the S tier? There. Lily Leapers is just a speedrunner's dream come true. Oh my god, I love speedrunners map. After playing this map since it came out, I recently got a personal best months after this map came out. Oh, it's a great map. It's definitely one of those maps that once you get really good at, you will really love it. Beginners definitely will probably not like this map, but once you learn how the game works, the fundamentals, just the mechanics. Penguin Pool Party, I put this in D tier. I probably put in E tier. I don't like this map that much. Stormberg Grounds, my favorite, survival map in the game. I actually thought Slime Scraper was a survival map for the longest, but it's a race map. So Stomping Grounds definitely is my favorite survival map. Well, the Perfect Deathmatch should be a survival map just because everyone freaking dies on that map, but it definitely is my favorite survival map in the game. Lost Temple. Now, this is a map that I have not given my opinion on publicly. At least I don't think I have. Honestly, it's not an S tier map. A lot of people in my community, a lot of my viewers will definitely give this map an S tier, but I just don't think it's an S tier map. But at the same time, just the rush of this map, just the rush of getting a door right, just the dopamine hit you get when you finally win this map. Also, just the fact that 14-man Lost Temple, I don't care what anyone says, it's the worst. I don't care. Like, if you're in the back, and especially with the current physics where everyone is like a brick wall, it's terrible. Like, you basically have no chance of winning. It is super RNG. And if this was just a 14-man Lost Temple thing, I would definitely give this like a D tier at best. Let's put in C tier and I'll see what I do. I'll see. Maybe my mind will change, but definitely it's a C tier, low C tier, maybe high D tier. I don't know. For now, Treetop Tumble, incredible map. Absolutely love this map. I love the speedrun opportunities. I just love, sometimes taking the lower path and the upper path and just learning different little strats and such. I just love learning the new tech people who do this map. Some fruit is okay. I guess this is definitely staying, maybe I'll put D tier. It's C tier at best, I guess. I don't know. Now we're approaching the season 6 maps. Season 6 is definitely a very tired season, but overall Airtime, I'll give it Airtime is really fun. I'll give it an A tier. I think Airtime is a phenomenal map. Definitely showcases the theme really well, especially with the different ways you can qualify on this map. I definitely really enjoy it. Full Tilt, I'm gonna give this an F tier. Like, Full Tilt, I don't know if you've seen my video on why I find Full Tilt incredibly boring. I just don't like Full Tilt. You know what? Okay, fine. You know what? I'll be a little, I won't treat it too harshly because it's not a fundamentally poorly designed map or anything. Like, all these 3 maps are just horribly designed. I just do not like any of these 3 maps. If I would, I'd rather get Basketball or Full Tilt, I'll definitely would choose Full Tilt any day of the week. So I'll give it an E tier, but I'm just not too far into that. I just don't like how boring and just how mundane it is. Boring and mundane is the worst things you could say about Fall Guys. You could call Fall Guys a bad game, fine, but calling it boring is even worse in my opinion, especially with what the game is trying to be. The game should be the antithesis to boring and non-chaotic. Leading Light, I don't get this map at all, so I'm putting it, I guess it's not a D tier map either. It's okay. Like, if you know what to do, it's definitely okay, but D tier for now. Party Promenade, I'll give this, honestly, I played so much Party Promenade and really think about it, I'll give it a B tier, sure. And finally, we have Pipe Dream. Pipe Dream is an A tier map. Either I think it's at best maybe a C tier map. And finally, let's reserve this Fall Guys thing for Sweet Thieves. Sweet Thieves, back when Sweet Thieves came out, I would have given this an instant S tier map. It would have been my second favorite map or mode. It would have been my favorite map or mode, whatever you want to call it. But with AFK jumping and just AFK teammates and people exploiting it just to get crowns, you know, kudos or whatever, just again kudos in general, I can't give it an S tier in that nature. I love the parkour. I love the juking you can do. I just love the design of it. I just love everything. It's a fantastic design mode. Definitely, I think it's a mode more than a map. So the Sweet Thieves mode, I'll give it an A tier. Now this is my full tier list right now. I can't wait for people to take screenshots and take this out of context because we are not done. We're definitely gonna go and just look at the mess that I've made, mainly in the C tier, and look anything I want to change. S tier is fine. A tier is fine. Let's see, any B tier maps I want to change around? Definitely no. C tier is definitely I'm changing. D, you know what? Leading Light, I don't think Leading Light is a D tier map. I definitely don't think it is. It is a fun map. I definitely will put it. This will stay in C tier. Some Fruit overall, you know what? Some Fruit I'll put in D tier. Fine, I'm putting D tier. I don't care. Let's see. Whirly Gig, definitely Whirly Gig there. Gate Crash with its variants definitely takes it from a D tier map into a high C tier. That's fine. Team Tail Tag, it's fine. Night Fever, I've played way too much Night Fever lately, and overall, even thinking about the map and just how small and just simple it is. Yeah, let's move it. Let's move to the B tier. I'll move this to B tier. Oopsie Daisy, Dizzy Heights can stay. Yes, stay. Over Power Trip, that's one more thing I definitely want to change. You know what? After thinking about it, Power Trip, I don't think I'm going to put this in a pure C tier, just because even if you have a good squad, you can't carry at all. You cannot carry. You can try, but it's not going to work. Let's see what else. The Pipe Dream, Lost Temple. Let's move Lost Temple to B tier. Actually, it's not a C tier, no, it's a D tier. Let's move it to B tier. I definitely, when you get the correct doors and just going through the obstacles and just generally knowing what pattern is about to show up, it's really fun. If it's a 14-man Lost Temple, I'll put in D tier. But if it's like less than 10 people or even 1v1 Lost Temple, it's a B tier for sure. D tier is fine. E tier is fine. F tier is fine. Big Shots, I definitely want to, maybe I'll put this high C tier. Let's put it high C tier. You know what? Actually, no. Short Circuit, I'm putting it D tier. I don't care. Short Circuit, it's not, it's not the greatest map either, but I don't think I could earnestly put it in C tier. Leading Light, that's fine. That's fine. And Penguin Pursuit. You know what? If you're getting Fall Mountain, yeah, C tier is where I could say low C tier. It's not a terrible map that people are saying it is. It is RNG, but RNG is literally imbued into Fall Guys. So I'm putting low C tier. And overall, I definitely know people are going to be ripping my tier list a new one. So it is my tier list though. Thank you for watching and subscribe.